Well, each year we start our turkey season in Texas, and this week we're still in South Texas with our friend Haiden Mensik. The first couple of days, the weather hadn't dealt us a really good hand, but it's day 3 and we're ready for our luck to change.
Turkey Hunter is brought to you by Browning, the best there is.
Well, the last couple of days the weather has been funky, so we decide to divide and conquer. Seth and Reno head to the spot where we saw all the jakes in hopes of catching that longbeard by himself, and Lamar and I head to a new spot altogether.
Sure is a nice morning this morning. Weather first day didn't really cooperate. Yesterday was better, but today I see stars shining. We're going back to a spot where we went yesterday and had a lot of goblin in there that just didn't have any anchors.
Well, Seth and Reno's plan was to set up a little further down the sendero that we set up on the morning before. And Seth was hoping that maybe these turkeys would do the same thing, but when he come to the edge of the sendero, see the decoys and kind of come to him. Well, they set up, it starts breaking daylight, and the birds are close. Seth actually spots a couple of these birds in the tree as they're gobbling that morning. The morning is unfolding just like Seth wanted it to. These birds are hitting, he's got them gobbling. The bird hits the ground, starts easing down the sendero to him. He tells Reno to get ready. Keep in mind, Reno is sitting directly to Seth's left. All at once, he can see the bird coming up the edge of the sendero, and he comes out, he spots the decoy, and as soon as he does, he blows right up into strut. Well, the problem was, Seth had a little bit different angle than Reno had. And I know if you've ever videoed turkeys, you've been in the same situation. A lot of times, the hunter can see what the cameraman can't see, or the cameraman can see what the hunter can't see. And this was that situation. The bird comes out, he's strutting, Seth's all over him, but Reno just can't seem good enough to make a good shot at him. Well, this old bird has had enough. He smelled a rat, and he's just not going to come any closer to these decoys. And he wheels around, and he goes back down the sendero right toward his hens.
I could see his head. That's all I could see. I couldn't tell if it's the tom or the jake. Of course, I had those bushes, but I could have shot him, but I couldn't tell if it was him or not.
Turkey Hunter is also brought to you by Indian Creek Shooting Systems, Midwest Turkey Call Supply, Replica Decoy Company, Apex Ammunition, Strut No More Turkey Totes, Knight's Hunting Products, and Browning Trail Cameras.
Now on the other side of the ranch, Lamar and I were having a crazy hunt of our own. Well, Lamar and I head out, and we're heading to a spot where Seth and I had heard some birds gobbling the evening before. We get there, we're slipping in there real quiet like, and the bird hits in the pitch black. So we set up immediately. Well, as the morning unfolds, this bird is hot to trot. I start calling to this turkey and he gobbles his head off. And I'm just sitting here thinking at any moment he's gonna fly down and come right to us. I was wrong. This bird gobbles and gobbles and gobbles. He finally hits the ground an hour later. And he's still gobbling at the call. He's just not progressing at all. And I don't know if it's because there's a lot of jakes in the area or what. He just does not want to come investigate this calling. And I just keep pouring it to him, pouring it to him, pouring it to him. And finally, he breaks and comes and takes a look at our decoy spread.
There he is.
Well, this bird finally rounds the bend, and when he does, he is right behind the decoys. He sees the strutter, and it's over with. He don't want to come any closer. I tell Lamar, hey, he's in range. Take a shot at him, and hopefully we can get him.
Kill him.
Hit him.
Well, Lamar takes the shot, and it doesn't fold the bird up, but I can tell the bird's hit. He cuts out and crests the hill to our right, and I immediately grab the gun and take off in behind the turkey to try to hopefully finish him off.
Well,
We got him.
I'm just glad I had a youngin' to chase him as I left.
I look like Carl Lewis running through there trying to catch that turkey.
But I tell you what, tells you about this choke.
That's exactly
Them Indian
right.
Creek boys, what was it, 60 yards?
Yeah, it was 60
There's
yards.
the Watton right there.
Yes, sir. He come around that corner and it was just over. He started cutting, throwing his head up. But that Indian Creek 665 and that apex.
He did the job, didn't it?
Yes. We had to chase him down a little bit, but
Well, he wouldn't have gone very far if we'd have left him, kind of like a deer almost. He
Yes.
wasn't good because he had already laid down when you shot him, right?
yeah.
So,
Congratulations, my friend.
I did the first 2 shots. He did the third. Well, my first Rio 2020, and we had to earn it. We had 3 days of this, and they were just not, they just not being turkey.
I don't know I don't know what the deal is. There's a whole lot of jakes, and these gobblers just aren't acting right. And this one stayed on the limb forever, and finally flew down.
Right.
And when he flew down, he just sat up there and gobbled and gobbled and gobbled. Finally, I fight purred, which is, I think, what made him break.
Right.
When I fight purred, he finally come around the corner, but when he saw the decoy, it was over.
Yeah, he putted a couple of times, put that head up, and you said kill him. And so it was about 60 yards. We stepped it off. And that's a testament to that Indian Creek choke, the TSS, everything, the Browning shotgun, it all came. Now we had to go chase him a little bit, but he didn't go that far.
That's right. We got a beautiful Rio Grande. We earned him
Yeah,
too.
we did.
Well, Seth and Reno licked their wounds from that morning's hunt and decide to head to a different part of the ranch to fire up a late morning gobbler. Well, Seth and Reno are on a mission. They're walking down senderos, they're calling, they're trying to strike a bird up, and it's not long, Seth gets that box call out and chalks on it, and a bird cuts him off. They find a place to set up, Seth calls on it again, he cuts him off again. Now all of a sudden, they got a turkey hunt on their hands. Well, this is pretty much the ultimate turkey hunting setup. The bird has but one choice to come down this sendero. Reno's in front of Seth just a little bit. He's got a little bit better view of the sendero.
Here he comes. Here he comes. Right up the road.
Well, Seth's calling this bird in and he is coming in on the string. He's reeling him right to him. Well, he gets to a point where Reno can see him. And at that point, Seth really has to let go of the box call and just start focusing the camera.
Jake. Nice long beard.
Well, this bird hangs up at the 50, 60 yard mark and he starts to make that move every turkey hunter knows. He's done. He starts to wheel around and get out of there, and Seth tells Reno, hey, you better shoot at him now or we ain't gonna get him.
You ready?
Got him. Reno. That was amazing.
Buddy, give me 5.
Yes,
that
was amazing.
That was work. What a day. What a day.
Well, Reno squares off on this bird with his Maxus coupled with that Indian Creek and the small town blend and folds that bird up like a lawn chair.
62. 62 yards. What a poke. 62. Wow. Got him.
Got him. I tell you what, every turkey hunt's different. I mean, you know, I remember every turkey I've ever killed, and all of them's different. No two are the same. And I just thank you, Seth, for doing all that work for me.
Hey, that was fun.
Yeah.
I love, you know, if every one of them was a success, then
Oh yeah.
then it wouldn't be as much fun. This morning was frustrating, and oh God.
Yeah.
I
know
could see him, the camera could see him. You were just to the left and couldn't really get a good shot at him, and it was just one of those days.
Oh yeah.
Hey, all's well that ends well.
That's right. Let's go get you one.
How about it?
Well, we had a great hunt with Haiden Mensik at South Texas Hunting Outfitters, and he's got the birds, let me tell you. Wait till all them Jakes turn into 2-year-olds next year. If you're looking for a good place to hunt in South Texas, give Haiden a call. You won't be disappointed.